राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा
हरे राम,
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे,
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गिरिवरधारी,
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी, जय गोपी जन गिरिवरधारी,
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गिरिवरधारी, हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So, very warm welcome to all of you for today's session on the Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll start our session with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So we discussed in the previous sessions this whole philosophy of Sankhya. In the current context, we are discussing about the false ego, which is the root cause of this material existence. And we have discussed many examples related to false ego, that how this false ego means false identification with the body. It creates this illusion of material existence. And that is why we have to come to the platform of real ego, where we know that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul, and we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we know what is our eternal relationship with Krishna. Now today we'll begin our discussion with text 16, Shloka number 16 of the 27th chapter of the 3rd Canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. एवं प्रत्यवमृष्यासा आत्मानं प्रतिपद्यते सहंकारस्य द्रव्यस्य योवस्थानमनुग्रहः. एवं प्रत्यवमृष्यासा आत्मानं प्रतिपद्यते सहंकारस्य द्रव्यस्य योवस्थानमनुग्रहः. Translation: when by mature understanding one can realize his individuality, then the situation he accepts under false ego becomes manifest to him. Now you see. So, when we come to realize who we are, false ego means we do not know who we are. False ego, false means which is not true, which is false, right? False means unreal, no reality. So, ego means identity. So, false identity. So, because of false identity, we do not know who we are. But when we come to our real identity, and how do we come under real identity? How do we come to the platform of real identity or real ego? By the power of divine knowledge. We have discussed this. If you remember in the previous sessions, one of our sessions, we discussed that how material knowledge facilitates false ego. And false ego, because of false ego, an illusion of this material world is created. We work under illusion. Whereas divine knowledge facilitates real ego. And in real ego, we are able to see this world as it is. Okay. So that's what is mentioned here in this shloka. That evam pratyavam vrishyasa. Asa means that person. So a person who has understood. Evam means in this way a person who has understood Atmanam pratipadyate. Atmanam means himself. A person who has understood himself, who he is, what is his position, what is his identity. Sa ahankarasya dravyasya. Then he is able to understand ahankar also, and dravya. Dravya means this material existence also, or this material world, material body also. Yovasthanam anugraha. Yo avasthanam anugraha. And then he is able to realize that this anugraha means um, to anugraha means mercy, or um, basically generally it means mercy. So ya avasthanam anugraha. So a person then realizes, once he comes to understand his position, who he is, then he is able to realize sa ahankarasya. He is able to realize what is ahankar. Dravyasya, he is able to realize his material existence, and because of whom he is situated in this position. Our anugraha means by whose mercy, by whose basically here in the shloka, Bhagwan Kapil is talking about a person is able to understand the position of Krishna or the Supreme Lord. That this false ego and material existence, both I am put into this position because of the Supreme Lord. Because until and unless we understand Krishna, we cannot understand anything with respect to this material existence or spiritual existence or the spirit soul. For any understanding about this material creation, the first understanding is we have to understand Krishna. Who is Krishna? What is his position? Just like we cannot understand this body unless and until we understand about the spirit soul. Can we ever understand how this body is functioning, how it dies, how suddenly a person leaves his body? Body is still lying there, but we say that the person has passed away. Why we say like that? Can we understand without understanding of spirit soul? No. Similarly, if we want to understand about this material creation, our existence, anything if we want to understand about spiritual life or existence, then we must understand Krishna. Who is Krishna? What is his position? So that is what is mentioned here. Yovasthanam anugraha. For living entity, when he is able to pratyavamrishyasa. Pratyavamrishya means to understand. And atmanam pratipadyate. When he is able to realize about himself. Atmanam means himself. Atma means atmanam. Atmanam means about himself. So when a person is able to realize himself, a person is able to realize who he is, that means he has come to the platform of real ego. So when a person has come to the platform of real ego, he is able to understand who he is, then he is able to understand that sa ahankarasya dravyasya yovasthanam anugraha. Then he is also able to understand that all these things are made possible, all these situations, all this situation is created because of Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Everything is going on under his control. Krishna is in control. Krishna is in control. Everything is under Krishna's control. But sometimes when we say Krishna is in control, people misunderstand it. Because Krishna is in control means what? That nothing in this world can happen without Krishna's will. He is the supreme controller, he is the supreme lord, he is the supreme creator, everything. But then, when we say that Krishna is in control, that means that in this material world, everything happens according to his desire. But does that mean that Krishna controls our free will also, our freedom also? Yes, if he wants, he can control. But does he do that? No. I'll give an example to substantiate this. In a country or in a kingdom, nothing can happen without the desire of the king, isn't it? Nothing can happen. Not even a blade of grass can move in a kingdom without the king's desire, isn't it? So king has desired that all the citizens should be good, they should be happy, everything. So yes, that's true. And nothing can happen in a kingdom without the king's desire. But does that mean that if there is a criminal, that crime that a criminal is committing is also because of the king? No. And all the good work that citizens are committing, all the good work that they are doing, that is also because of the king? No. So we need to understand this, that Krishna is the supreme controller. But he has given us a free will or freedom. And out of that freedom, we can misuse that freedom. Freedom means you can misuse it. If there is no, if you cannot misuse, then what is the point of freedom? Isn't it? Why that freedom has been given? Because our relationship with Krishna is loving relationship. We need to understand that our relationship with Krishna is loving relationship. Krishna is not a dictator. Of course, if he wants, he can become. But he is not a dictator. Our relationship with Krishna is loving relationship. Krishna loves us and we love Krishna. That's our exchange of transcendental mellows. And these exchange of transcendental mellows cannot happen without love. And love cannot happen without freedom. Isn't it? Transcendental exchange of mellows, of love cannot happen without loving relationship. And loving relationship cannot exist without freedom. And whenever there is freedom, there is a chance of misusing that freedom. Right? So we, being tiny, minute spirit souls, we may misuse our freedom sometimes. Okay. Sometimes we may misuse our freedom. Krishna can never do that. Why? Because he is the Supreme Lord. He does not, he is not subject to Maya, because Maya is Krishna's creation. So Krishna can never come under the influence of Maya. But we, being tiny, minute spirit souls, we can be influenced by Maya, and we can do our so-called, um, we can misuse our independence. We can lose our original existence or original identity. Of course, temporarily, but yeah, it can happen because spirit soul is eternal. So nothing will happen eternally. Even if we fall down into this material world, it cannot be eternal. For some time, we fall into this material world, we get transformed, and we go back to Krishna. But one thing we must know, that everything is controlled by Krishna. Everything is under Krishna's control in this material existence or in the spiritual existence. Everywhere. Everywhere, everything is controlled by Krishna. So that is what here Bhagavan Kapil is saying. Sa ahankarasya dravyasya yovasthanam anugraha. So when a person, he becomes self-realized, that means when he realizes himself, that who he is, then he also realizes God. He also realizes Krishna. When we realize that who we are, if I am if I am having consciousness, then from where this consciousness has come? Because Krishna is conscious. That's why we are conscious. Krishna is a conscious being. That's why we are conscious being, because we are all part and parcel of Krishna. So coming to the platform of real ego means to realize ourselves, who we are, and also to realize Krishna. Who is Krishna? What is his position? And yovasthanam anugraha sahankarasya dravyasya. And how we come under the influence of the three modes and we fall into this trap of ahankar and we dravyasya. And how we come under the influence of this material existence. So all this we are able to know. All of this we are able to know when we come to the platform of real ego. And how do we come to the platform of real ego? By the power of divine knowledge. Divigyan, divine knowledge. And how do we receive divine knowledge? We receive divine knowledge by the mercy of the spiritual master. Krishna says in the 4th chapter, 34th Shloka, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So we go to a spiritual master, approach him humbly, inquire from him, and serve him. And by serving Guru, we serve Krishna. Right? We cannot serve Krishna directly. So by serving the spiritual master, we serve Krishna. And in this way, Krishna becomes pleased on us. And that's how he gifts us with the power of divine knowledge. Now text 17, shloka number 17. Devahutirvacha purusham prakritir brahman navimunchati karhichit अन्योन्यापाश्रयत्वाच्च नित्यवत्वादन नित्यत्वादनयोः प्रभो देवहूतिरुवाच पुरुषं प्रकृतिर्ब्रह्मन् न विमुञ्चति कर्हिचित् अन्योन्यापाश्रयत्वाच्च नित्यवादन्ययोः प्रभो. Translation. Sri Devahuti inquired, my dear Brahmana, does material nature ever give release to the spirit soul? Since one is attracted to the other eternally, how is their separation possible? You see, so now Mother Devahuti, she is asking a question to her son, Bhagwan Kapil. What is she saying? Purusham prakritir brahman na vimunchati karhichit. Purusham, Prakritir, and Brahman. That Purusha means the living entity. Prakriti means this material nature. And Brahman means she is addressing Bhagwan Kapil as a great Brahmana, son of a great Brahmana. So she is saying that Na vimunchati karhichit. Vimunchati means to liberate or to free oneself. So Purusham Prakritir Brahman Na vimunchati karhichit Anyonyapashrayatvacha. And then she is saying that this material nature never gives liberation to the living entity. Why? Because they both are interrelated. Anyon means both of them. Apashrayatvacha. Apashrayatvacha means they both are interrelated to each other. Okay. Nityavad anayo prabho. They are eternally related to each other. So how is it possible that this material nature can give liberation to the conditioned soul? This is the question asked by Mother Devamukti. That if spirit, soul, and material nature, Prakriti, if Jivatma or spirit, soul, and Prakriti both are interrelated to each other, both are intertwined with each other, then how is it possible that material nature gives liberation to the conditioned soul? So this is this philosophy which is asked by Mother Devahuti is very similar to Mayavada philosophy. Of course, she is asking not just for her, but she is asking these questions for the whole universe because she knows that everyone in the universe will read these conversations. These are not ordinary conversations. These are conversations going on between two most exalted living entities in the whole creation. One is Mother Devahuti, who is the mother of Bhagwan Kapil, and Bhagwan Kapil is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now this question which she has asked is what generally Mayavadis also ask. Or Mayavadis generally they conclude. Because she is saying that spirit, soul, and material existence, or this material world, or Prakriti, they both are interrelated. But that's not true. Spirit soul, we have discussed earlier also. Bhagwan Kapil has explained earlier that the spirit soul, when he falls into this material world, then under the influence of the three modes and under the influence of this material Prakriti, he comes under the influence of false ego and material existence or material nature. So only under conditioned state, only when the spirit soul has fallen down from the spiritual world, then the spirit soul can come under the influence of material modes. Otherwise, spirit soul is always liberated. Spirit soul is always above material nature. Spirit soul is always above. Spirit soul is superior potency to this material nature. Just like I'll give an example to substantiate this. Just like till there is rainy season, when the rainy season is going on, we are not able to see the sun. And so people on earth, they start to think that sun is covered by the clouds. But is it possible for clouds to cover the sun? No. Clouds are creation of the sun only. So clouds actually cannot cover the sun. But because living entities on earth, they are conditioned, they are not able to, they don't have knowledge, they say that clouds have covered the sun. But clouds can never cover the sun. When the rainy season goes away, again bright sunlight is manifest in the sky. So same with the spirit souls, or we as living entities, for some time we come under the influence of this material nature. For some time, for a very so under the influence of material nature, we come under illusion for some time, but it's not eternally that we are under the influence of this material nature. No. That's what was mentioned in the previous shloka, that when a living entity realizes himself and he becomes self-realized, then he is not under the influence of any of the modes of material nature. So spirit soul is marginal potency of Krishna, and as spirit souls, because we are marginal potency of Krishna, we are subject to be influenced by material nature. We can get influenced by material nature. That weakness a spirit soul always has. Spirit soul always has that weakness. Weakness in the sense that tendency is there for the spirit soul to come under the influence of material nature. But does that mean that spirit soul is always under material nature? No. Only in conditioned stage. But in liberated stage, a spirit soul, he goes back to Krishna. He goes back to Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan. So there is no influence of material nature in Golok Vrindavan. There the living entity is completely under the influence of loving relationship of Krishna. Yoga Maya is prevalent in the spiritual world. But Mother Devahuti, she has asked this question for everyone, for all the living entities. Many of them might have such inquiries, including the Mayavada philosophers. And to refute that philosophy, which is the most nonsensical, bogus philosophy uh, of Kali Yuga. So to refute that philosophy, to destroy that philosophy, this question has been asked by Mother Devahuti. Some more questions she'll be asking, so that we'll be covering in the next session. Those who are new to the channel can subscribe. All of you can like, comment, share. We'll stop here. We'll continue our discussion in the next session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.